It was good, guys. Welcome back to another episode of TheDropPodcast. This is the podcast, where we play games, hang out, the huge. Dude, she acts like I can't just press this button over here. This is my favorite character. This girl, if you ever played Chrono Trigger, it's this girl, this blonde girl. That's Ayla. She's just like kicks everybody's butt. Yeah, stuff like that. Like she just breaks gates down. And that is the end of the oatmeal. If you remember from last episode. I feel like there's a reason I should go in here. No, that's correct. Alright, so what were we talking about last episode though? Conversation. It's like, what's the goal of conversation, I guess? I don't know. Hold on, I better see. Nope, okay, I guess I can't go in there. I guess if there was an egg, I would have seen that, so. You're strong, me weak. I look good, chief. Okay. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, conversation. So, and this is what I'm saying. What's good about Joe Rogan's podcast is that his podcast is like, whenever you have a conversation, it's like you have an objective. Whenever I do these, it's kind of like I don't necessarily don't have an objective, but it's hold on, let me set the timer. I don't not have an objective, but at the same time, it's like it's not as, well, I guess it's kind of like the objective can get finished way faster than oh, you gotta be kidding me. I could have done that. The objective could have been completed earlier, and so now it's like I have to kind of figure out what the new objective is quickly, and I guess that's kind of the struggle, I guess. I don't know. I'm not upset about it. Like I said, I enjoy these podcasts. I enjoy doing this, and it's a challenge, you know what I mean? Like, it's a learning experience. It's something that I think will be helpful to me in the future for sure. Like, I feel like even since I started this podcast, I mean, besides just learning about recording, like everything that goes into recording a voice, making it sound good, the things I've learned about whenever recording music, like recording rap music, like one thing that I'm starting to learn is not to be so close to the mic, because whenever I'm so close to the mic, it'll collect too much of the lower decibels, so you sound really low and like muddy. Like, it starts to get muddy just because there's too much of that low end frequencies. And yeah, which is, hold on, bring ally back to life. That's cold, dude. For allies. Oh, it does restore allies. Oh, this is the team then right here. This is the team. This is the squad. Ah, you little son of a. Alright, then we'll kick this guy's ass. But, sorry. But yeah, with these, it's like I have an objective, and so I'll talk about the objective. But then the objective gets talked about, and then it's like, okay, on to the next one. Like there's something about conversation with somebody where it's more leading, like because it's like ping pong, right? So it's like it's a storyline that you can follow. But whenever you're kind of like talking with yourself, it's like there's not really a storyline that you follow. It's just kind of like whatever comes to your head. You know what I mean? Which is cool, but like that's one of the problems I think with doing podcasts on your own, which is why I think it's good to plan it out kind of ahead of time. Like I don't plan out everything, and a lot of I took notes for today's episodes, and I haven't done any of it. Like I haven't used any of the notes at all. Actually, I tried last episode, but it's just like here's the other thing that I've learned from doing this podcast is that you have to be in the moment. You know what I mean? Like you can't like I said, like it's good to have that plan, and it's good to have like a storyline of things that you're interested in talking about and some notes. But it's better to follow wherever your head is going to guide you. You know what I mean? And part of that is you have to have a good understanding with you, and that's a big thing that I think is important. You know, growing that relationship with yourself. Sadhguru, and I think I said this before, talks about how our body is the best chemical chemical thing in the world, right? And it's true. It is. It's the best chemical system in the world, or chemical factory in the world. It's just we're lousy managers, is what he says. And the way that you can kind of see that is just like, we are, see, but times like these, here's where we're also, what is it called? Here's also where it can be useful to have, a guest there, because it's like you feed off of them, and so you can kind of stay on track, because you're only staying on track because of them. You know what I mean? Like you're not, like you don't have to stay on track with you, right? Oh man, I want the eggs. I don't know. Does that make sense? It's like you don't have to focus so much on what you're saying, because you have that guest to kind of bounce off of. So it's like they're thinking about what you just said last, and then you think about what they just said last, and then they think about what you just said, and then you think about what they just said. And so it's like there's that chain where it's like you have to be thinking about what you just said, and then you're responding to what you just said. You know what I mean? Like it's a difficult, it's a skill. It's a skill, and I think it's a practice. Something that definitely takes probably a lot of work to get good at. You know what I mean? But yeah. Okay, come on. I just want it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Let's check this out. So like, there don't be times like this where like, oh, I get distracted by something. Like this is this is what happens with this, with this podcast though. It's like I'll be focused, and then all of a sudden something cool happens, and then that's what gets me. You know what I mean? Like that's what kind of hits my brain, and then just like absorbs it. Just devours my brain. But I don't trip. I think it's important to be able to live in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, just be where you are, and then that's okay. You know what I mean? That's one thing that Toy Rose taught me, and something that I'm still working on. Like, that's probably the biggest skill that I've been trying to learn. Just like being in the moment, you know. But there's a balance to it. Like, there's ones who can be too much in the moment. I think babies are too much in the moment. Just because babies are selfish. Like, babies will... It's like they just want everything for themselves. And what's so sad is whenever you see kids who grow up like that. I think Jordan Peterson says, like, by the time you're 4 years old, you're supposed to... It's like we're selfish, and then by 4 years old, I think is whenever we supposedly come to some kind of understanding about I don't know if it's ourselves. That's cold. That's cold. Yeah, whenever we come to this understanding about I don't know what the right thing to say is. Like, social understanding. Or just like, no. We learn the rules. Okay, so, because it's like this. It's like, why be a good person? So that you have resources, you know what I mean? Because the more resources you have, it's like people are resources, right? I mean, that's probably not a good way to think about people. Like, they're not just, well, yeah, I mean, you have to understand. It's like, there's no moral, is like we kind of assign morality, but it's like there's not really a wrong or right way to exist, you know what I mean? Like, we're just all kind of here, you know what I mean? But there's certain things, like certain social understandings that we practice simply because it's better to be a certain way, you know what I mean? And the reason why it's better to be that certain way is because you're more likely to survive if you have more social, you know, I mean, if you just have more people who I don't know if like you is the better way, but I mean, just like the more people you have, the more likely you are to survive. You know what I mean? I mean, just look at what we are now. Why did we build countries? Like, if we didn't need countries, we wouldn't build countries. But you know, it's good to have, like, countries are helpful. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, so I mean, that's just kind of my thing. Like it's like the more we have, the more I guess it's more like you can gather resources. You know what I mean? If you don't want to look at people as resources, I guess it'd be kind of bad to look at them as labor too. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. But then it's like, why? I think it's good to value people. But why is tough. You don't want to be too self-absorbed, but you want to be honest. I see this weird thing in people. It's like people pretend, you know, that they care so much. And I think it's important. It's an important step, because it's like you need to practice what it's like before you do that, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, you need to practice being caring, even though you don't necessarily care, because it's good to explore what that is. You know what I mean? And then as you kind of, it's like you're testing out things. It's like in high school, whenever you test out being you know, like a jock, or you test out being like an emo kid, or, you know what I mean? Like, you're just testing out and trying all these identities. And it's not you, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter, right? It's like, it doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? Because it's you exploring, it's you trying, it's you just seeing what kind of sticks, you know what I mean? Like what you like about things. And it's like you try and people will judge you for it, rightfully so, because, you know, you're probably, you know, if you're a jerk, you're a jerk. Like, it just is what it is. And that's on you. Like, and it's easy to be a jerk whenever you're insecure, you know what I mean? But it's through that experience of being that jerk and then feeling bad about it, you know, like you don't feel good about yourself, that we figure out, you know, that like, yeah, oops, keep doing that. That we figure out like, yeah, this is not me. I don't like being this, you know, this feels bad. It's that experience, you know, that, you know, it takes you a long time, because at first you want to be like, you know, oh, I'm independent, you know what I mean? Like we want to be like, because no one wants to be fake, but you have to understand, like, you kind of have to you kind of have to go through that first. And it's okay. I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say there's any excuse to be a jerk, right? Like, it's important to be a good person, but at the same time, it's like you have to learn, you know, and you learn that through feeling. But that's why it's so important, though. Here's my perspective. That's why it's so important for you to be understanding, you know, or like to be in that relationship with yourself. Because whenever you're in that relationship with yourself, it's like whenever you have that relationship built with yourself, you can be in some form of communication with you. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's what's important. So then, you know, maybe so you know, because I'm trying to figure out what is the best what is the best way to be, I guess, what am I trying to say? What's the best way that you, or like what should your objective be? Whoops. That kind of kicked, but what should your objective be? You know what I mean? In I don't know, like raising a kid. Like, I think, you know, because that's one thing that I think about, like because my whole thing is like, I want to turn kids into like leaders, right? So it's like, how can you do that most effectively? I think really the best thing that you can do is, you know, if you can teach a kid to listen to themselves, like, I feel like you can teach a kid to ooh, this looks interesting. If you can teach a kid to have that relationship with themselves, then you can kind of help them to help themselves, like, because then you don't have to be so involved, you know what I mean? Like, you can, like it's, I think really it's about trusting your kid, you know what I mean? Like, trusting your kid and you know, having them kind of figure their own stuff out, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, it's a hard thing, you know what I mean? But it's you know, slurp, kiss, restore all allies. That's cold. I don't know, but that makes sense though, you know what I mean? It's like, we don't have to have all the answers, you know? It's like, we can just be We can just be us, just kind of figure things out, as we go. I mean, obviously, but you know what I mean. Ooh, I should probably heal everybody. This could be bad if he releases energy right here. Alright, we're good. So I don't know. I think this guy should chill. That's what I think. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heal. But okay, so then how do you make, I guess like the next question would be how can you help a kid to help them to build that relationship with themselves, you know what I mean? Like that's a tough one. And I actually haven't thought about that. Let me write that question down. I guess I'll just type it. Defense power. What? Whack. Yeah, hold on, let me write that down real quick. We're going to kiss ourselves, enlightening him. What did I say? I said how can you teach kid to build a relationship with themselves? Because the thing about this is you want your kid to know themselves, right? Like you want them to be aware of how they feel. Because because I think naturally we kind of do the job ourselves in just being, conscious of how we feel, But so I mean, basically what I'm saying then is like if we do the job ourselves, all we have to do is help us do the job better. You know what I mean? Like just help us do the job more efficiently, more quicker and faster. And also I think one thing that we don't think about is we should also be concerned about learning, about ourselves, you know what I mean? About how we feel, about or like how to understand how we feel. Like, well, I mean, just asking a kid, like, what do you want? Like, what do you want with yourself? Like, that's important. That's a big question. Like, what do you want for you? How do you want to be? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I like that question. You know what I mean? My real estate agent is supposed to be getting me this house. She's been setting me a lot of homes. Which is good. That's what I wanted her to do, but it's just crazy. I don't know. How do you teach a kid? It could be a good idea. One thing that I could do is this might be good. Dang, I blew him up. I could, I'm thinking I could create on my website a section of questions. You know what I mean? Questions that I can answer. You know what I'm saying? Not answer, but that we can answer, that we can work on, right? So it's just a list of things that I don't know. If I think it's interesting, just type it up on the website real quick, and then it'll be kind of like a community forum where people can kind of talk. You know what I mean? That could be cool. I just have to figure out how to do that. But once I do that, that could be the project for this weekend. Which then that means it'll come out actually before you guys ever get this episode. I guess there's another problem. Like, I record so many episodes and so many things happen. Like, I didn't think it would be a problem at first. I thought, like, after the holidays it wouldn't really be an issue. But then, like, now I'm thinking about, like, oh, well, once I release my album, then I'll be like, my album's out, and you guys won't know necessarily about it, because by the time it's out, this will be gone. And I don't really use social media anymore. I used to be good about it. And it's actually interesting. Like, I see, like, social media helps out. Like, actually helps out a lot. Like, and I didn't know that before. I guess I just didn't respect it. Because I hate it. I hate just being on social media and making posts and doing stuff. Like, I'd rather just create. I'd rather just create this. Paint my sumie. Like, I don't really care to like, I just don't like. I don't like to be. One, I just don't like to be on my phone all day, which is like a bad habit, I think. Like, especially if you're doing social media, it's like you get so absorbed into it, and it's like every single you almost feel productive. Like, the more likes you get, the better it is. Like, at school, whenever I was doing the Drop Podcast, or not the Drop Podcast, whenever I was doing How About You, I was always kind of focused on I don't want to say too focused, because I don't think that's true, but like, mentally I was always kind of aware of like, I kept trying to, like, all day I would be checking the stats on my post, and I was obsessed. I was like, okay, how can I increase the post stats? How can I increase X, increase Y, increase Z? You know what I mean? Like, it's just all these things that weren't important. You know what I mean? Like, all these things that just consumed my life, and it just got old, Like, I didn't want to be there, and like I said, like because I have that good relationship with myself, it's like I can tell, it makes me unhappy. Now, school is different because I didn't have anything else to do. Like, what else was I supposed to do? Pay attention in class? No. You know what I mean? Or just, like, even on the boring times in school, like, if I didn't want to do homework, I'd just be doing nothing, but I don't know. Sometimes I miss it, like, sometimes I think about school and I'm like, it'd be cool to, like, it was a cool experience, like, I'm not mad about school. I liked it. Nah, who am I kidding? By the end of school, I hated it. End of school was the worst. Like, by the end of the year, I was just kind of like, why am I still here? And I wouldn't go back. No, like, that was something in the past, but I will say that, it's a significant, I mean, how could it not be? Like, there's no way it couldn't be significant. It's something that we've done, for so long, for our whole lives, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's like, it's important because it's the only thing that we did for so long, Like, it's not even that it was that big, it's just that we did it so much. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I don't think school is that big, besides the fact that we made it that big. Um, like, I mean, like, really, like anything that you do for like X amount of years doesn't kind of have to be significant. If you're doing it for 50, 60, 80 years. Hold on, before we start this, let me look up how to beat this guy. Just so we're not wasting time. Or just so I don't die, because like I said, I don't feel like dying. Today's just one of those days. I feel very, very relaxed. I think this is probably one of the most relaxed I've ever felt doing a podcast. Like, today is just such a nice day. It's winter over here in Missouri. Cave edge map. Floating island. 12,000 BC. So hold on a second. I feel like I don't remember a floating island. Alright, let's check this out. I'm excited for what's next. What's up next? It says there's supposed to be a floating island, and we're going to get to a new place, 12,000 BC or something like that. This battle appears to be much harder than it actually is. Zala is nothing more than a side in this fight, so he should be dealt with first. Zala. In fact, no attack should go to Black Chrono. Attack Black Chrono. Alright. So let's just kick this dude's butt. Zala's butt. Zala butt cheeks. Zala done butt cheeks. My music, by the way. My music is going really good. Hold on. Wait until like. I just want to roll to attack. So as the special, you can then focus on if you're free attacking for bits and pieces of HP, but you should concentrate on healing your party and keeping them healed. Lies ahead. When a countdown begins, Black Chrono lowers his defense power as you raise his attack power. There's one of the least powerful attacks for us. Chrono used cleave and Ella used cut attack. There's a third character ability. Heal is huge. Cast haste. Very useful. Heart healing before the cycle begins once more. Chip away at the energy and wait for his defense to befall before unleashing techniques. Take more than 2 of these cycles to see it. Wow, okay. Cool. With this black Tyranno, I can finally exterminate those filthy apes. What a jerk. Do you guys really think that we came from apes? Like I could see it. One interesting thing that I heard, however, is what if... Alright, check this out. So what if we weren't, I guess you don't know. What if we are the... What if it's the other way around? What if, instead of us evolving into apes, what if apes evolved from us? You know what I mean? That's something that I heard, and I think that's cool. I think it's interesting. I kind of think it's possible. I don't know. Just theory, but I think just a little bit. Maybe it's plausible. Could be, right? I think, I don't know. I don't jump to conclusions about things, but I'm just thinking about this. Like, we're gonna evolve down. How does that make sense? Right? Doesn't make sense to me. If you ask me, I would say that we would evolve upward. That we would evolve to have big arms and really strong and whatever. You know what I mean? Like, why would we evolve to have less muscle, less ability to move and less, activity? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't make sense. And I think it's kind of self-absorbed that we think that we are the top, or that we evolved to be. You know, I think like maybe we just got lucky. Maybe we were just a section of apes that just like went off to the corner and just like got high all day. You know what I mean? Like I definitely think that's possible too. Oh, you son of a jerk, you little turducken. Let's see. We will use heal on everybody. Let me use. We'll give mid tonic from her to my homie, and then lightning this dude. What was I saying? See, this is what always happens. It's like, what am I saying? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got nothing to say. I got nothing except, this is a good episode. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. I just know it was a good episode. Like, I feel good. I feel good today. You know what, my dad, he was smoking meat, and I like to, you know, it's cold. Like, it was probably 20s last night, 28 degrees outside, and we were just in the garage. It is nice. Like, there's something about just being in the, something about just being in the, oh, shoot. Something about just being in, in that state, you know what I mean? But just being, what am I trying to say? In the cold, you know what I mean? Like, I like it. I don't know why. Like, I just feel good, relaxed. You know, I dig the energy. Like, it's just calming. Falcon hit sounds dope. I like RPGs because, you know, it's tough whenever you get to like these remove defense. Ooh, it's tough whenever you get to these levels and it's like, okay, bro, you can't do that. Sword stream. It's tough whenever you get to this point where you're just like kicking butt, you know what I mean? Where you're just like, now I'm here and like it's to the point where like we have so many tools. Like from where we started, we weren't anything, man. We were just chilling, you know what I mean? But now we're like these big, strong, you know, guys that just like, you know, we can, like, we have all these tools available, all these techniques that we can use. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that cool? I dig that. I think that's awesome. And I like that about RPGs, you know? Man, this guy kind of sucks. We'll hit him with that spire. But I know that I need to heal as soon as I get through this, though. So that's cold. That's dope. I think it'd be cool to make, you know, a game or come up with a story. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be, like, if I'm gonna do something after I do all this stuff, I think that's what I want to do. I'm gonna do something cool, like make a game or you know, something. That'd be hella dope. Slurp kiss, restore all allies, so all allies HP and status. Oh, that's dope. Let's do that. Slurp kiss. Let's do it. Come for me, and I'm about to smack you up. I really like this game, man. I like, I think it's really, really smart the way that, the story is told, and the design of everything is very intriguing. Like, I wonder, and the thing about this game too is that there's so much, so much story, you know what I mean? So much diversity, but it's all kind of the same, you know what I mean? But like, so much diversity kind of keeps you like, you want to see what's next, you know what I mean? You want to see what else is going on. That's annoying. Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Bet. I don't know. It's probably about like this point where, like it's like what do you talk about now? It's like I don't want to stop. You know what I mean? I like this. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a good time. But it is kind of like when you accomplish what you came out to accomplish. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I am now. Like we had the conversation. We had the conversation, and now it's just, we're just here. What? That's whack. Sorry, I don't know if that sounded really loud in your ears, but all right. Maybe if we hit him with a triple move. No, okay, we don't have one. That's cool. I'm gonna hit him with that cat attack though. I don't know. Well, I guess I could talk about. I know there's coming to a close. Hopefully, I can beat this guy before he goes into. Before he goes into the next phase of who he is, or the next phase of the attack. But we shall see. Come on. Come on, if this does it. Okay. Well. Slurp kiss with that. I guess we'll have one more go around. And then this should be good. What should we talk about? Jack Harlow. Let's talk about Jack Harlow, man. I've been a big fan of Jack Harlow since, I heard his track, Sundown. Okay, there we go. I heard his track Sundown from, where did I hear that from? Can't be, could happen, literally, it's reptiles. Sundown. It was just on Spotify. What's the guy's name? Saba had the song Photosynthesis, and it was on that playlist. So that's when I first found out about him. And I actually didn't like his music at first, but there's something that I call the Jack effect, where it's like, it just keeps getting better. Like, the more you listen to it, the better it gets, But anyway, this is starting to look like an ending, so this is cool. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Drop Podcast. La means fire, Vos means big. It's cold. Sheesh. Anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Drop Podcast. This is the podcast. Like I said, we play games and we hang out, talk about things. Hope you guys enjoyed, and what else was I saying? Oh yeah, if you want to support the podcast financially, then you can go to my website at joshuatbryan.com, which there's a section if you scroll all the way down where you can donate. But really the best thing that you can do is to is just by listening, sharing, and then leaving comments is also really helpful. Through no fault of Magus does Lavos live. Lavos have fallen from the sky in ancient times. Interesting. Chrono fight it. Left in the scale, it will burrow deep within the earth. Best to defeat it now. I don't think this is the end of the game. Pretty sure we have a little bit more to go. Layer ruins. Alright, let's go save real quick. I was gonna heal up, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this this episode of the Drop Podcast. Oh wait, I already did this. Anyway, I guess with all being said and done, I will check you guys next time. See ya.